I generated 47 qualified leads for my AI automation agency in 30 days using LinkedIn, and I'm going to reveal to you exactly how I did it. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name is Joel House. I've grown my agency to $146,000 a month, and I'm here to help you grow your business in the business model that's been so good to me and my family. So let's jump in. So this is going to be the LinkedIn lead generation mastery course. I'm going to run you through everything I know about how to really crush it on LinkedIn, and I'm going to simplify it. I could sit here and create a 6-hour course for you, but instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some shortcuts. I'm going to show you the overall framework. I'm going to show you some really useful tools that are helpful, and then I'm going to provide you with essentially an execution plan to get this thing moving for your business, because at the end of the day, LinkedIn is the best place to find clients in this business model. Why? Because every client that you're targeting is B2B, which means they are on LinkedIn. And LinkedIn is very highly used in the technology space. So if you're trying to sell services to businesses with a CTO or with a bigger, technology department, this is a fantastic strategy to get in touch with those guys in an authoritative format. So the cold outreach trap. So this is a challenge when you're doing just straight cold outreach, okay? You'll basically spend hours doing cold DMs and you get like a 2% response rate, which is really low. You're also gonna be competing on price. The thing is, people don't know who you are when you're doing cold outreach. And don't get me wrong, I use cold outreach all the time. There's just pros and cons to every lead generation method, and that's why you stack multiple together. You can also waste time on unqualified prospects and essentially end up getting ghosted. So I recommend when you are getting started running multiple methods. Now, why LinkedIn? Well, LinkedIn is a fantastic place to start with authority first. That means you get to position yourself as the go-to authority in the AI industry. It means you can have quality leads discover you. You don't always need to be doing cold outreach. If you're posting to your Facebook or your Instagram account, good luck. People are not there to find AI experts. You just get the ability to build trust, and you get the ability to convert connections into high-ticket clients. And I'm going to show you the exact 3-pillar system in a minute. But first, I want to tell you a quick story of how I got to send a $30,000 a month proposal to someone from LinkedIn. And it wasn't even with this strategy. This was like literally a real world connection, someone I met in the real world. But this is going to give you an idea as to how CEOs actually think. So it was actually on Christmas Day. I was at the park with my kids, taking my eldest daughter for a ride on her new bike. And there's other parents at the park too. I wasn't aware of this. People go to the park on Christmas when they've got kids. So at the park, I bumped into a guy called Mike. And we were there and we were playing. My kids were playing, we got talking. He's like, what do you do? And I tell him what I do. He's like, what do you do? He's like, hey, I've got an AI B2B SaaS company. I'm the CEO. I was like, fantastic. That's really cool. He's like, hey, we should grab coffee sometime. I was like, sure. And anyway, I just gave him my number to get in touch. Anyway, later that evening, still on Christmas, he was like, hey, LinkedIn showed me your profile, which is code for he looked me up. Who goes on LinkedIn on Christmas unless you're actively looking someone up? So he's like, LinkedIn showed me your profile. I checked you out. I love the work you do. Let's get coffee. Can we grab a coffee in the next 2 days? Grab the coffee for the next 2 days. Long story short, our services ended up being a really great fit for the company. Did a huge pitch. They had the funding cut last minute. Literally the day he was like, I'm going to sign it today and send you the money. They got their funding cut, which sucked. But it's this nature of the game. Like even the deals you think you have until you got the money in the account, they're not your deals. Where I was going up with this story is LinkedIn provided the social proof and the authoritative proof that he needed to go stranger in the park. Let's have a chat as the CEO of a major company. So let's jump into the 3 pillars. The first pillar is the authority profile. You need to turn your profile into a client magnet. Most people's profiles are not optimized. I'm going to walk you through how to do that. Second pillar is value first content. And then the third pillar is strategic networking. And this is where most people go wrong. They skip pillar 2. Most people will go set a profile up, start sending cold DMs. And I'm going to give you some really optimized stuff there that we need to do the pillars correctly first. So pillar 1, the authority profile makeover. I'm going to show you my profile. I'm going to give you a couple of ideas here. So do not say I'm an AI automation specialist. Instead, get specific with a benefit. whichever niche you've picked. And if you haven't picked a niche, check out my channel. I'll put the link below to my niche video, my niche recommendations video, so you can pick one that will help you. And then be specific. I help manufacturing CEOs to get a very attainable outcome. If you've done multiple implementations, tell them wins. That way, whenever someone reads your profile, they know what wins you're getting. Time for a quick hibiscus tea break. If you're new here, hibiscus tea, epically high antioxidants, really, really good for you, and tastes pretty good. So, you want to also make sure you have a professional headshot, a banner showcasing logos with key stats, or just a big promise. I'll show you mine in a sec. And then a about section and a well-optimized case studies and assessment section. So I'm going to show you my profile. We're going to come across here, LinkedIn. Here is my profile. So my profile, you can see very professional headshot, which was generated by AI. So again, get strategic here. You don't need to get a photographer. I'm going to research what tool. Drop a question below if you want the tool I use. It wasn't Sora, it was actually a third-party tool. I uploaded like 15 just random photos at 5 a.m. in the morning, and it created like 20 different professional headshots. Professional banner. You know, this is where I've been featured. You know, I've been written up in these places. If you haven't been, that's okay. Create a banner. And this says, hey, this is who we talk to. The language of my ideal client, which is a B2B SaaS client, is data-driven. That's the language they want. Then you want to create a very well-written About Us page. Who are you? What do you do? What benefits do you bring to the table? And then you also want to build out a case studies section. I thought I had case studies on this profile. Maybe I don't. Interesting. But yeah, you want to be building out the case study section. So build out your case studies. Next, you want to start doing value content. So what is value content? Well, value content is literally helping people. And within LinkedIn, I haven't done content for a while here, but I'll pull up my posts here just to give you a little bit of a run through. So this is analytics. This week, I've only posted once. I got 76 impressions. Now, previously, when I was posting a lot, I was getting several thousand impressions a week. Now, this may not sound like much by Instagram standards, but when you get several thousand impressions a week on highly targeted B2B AI content or AI content targeted to your niche, you are going to have dramatic amounts of people actually messaging you because they go, hang on, this guy's talking to me. They're going to like, they're going to comment, they're going to follow. So how do you want to break this down? You want to be doing 30% before and after showcases. So if you've got before and after showcases, you do that. So that would be, here's the before problem, here's the after problem. And actually explain that. It can either be in short form video, it can be written content. If you don't have that, that's okay. You want to have that as educational content. Ideally, you then want to do 25% myth-busting posts, which means that something like AI is not relevant for my industry, as an example. That's a really great question a lot of people have. Like, say you are targeting home contractors. Let's say no one wants to talk to AI. The myth-busting post is, well, actually, they'd prefer to speak to an AI at 9 o'clock at night than an answering machine. So there's different things you can do that. Mini case studies, if you have mini case studies, quick ones, and then educational content. Now, the 3-to-1 formula, 3 value posts, 2 engagement posts, 1 soft pitch. Really simple. So value posts are purely like this. An engagement post is a poll. It is a, hey, what have you done in this space? Like sort of asking questions, get people really engaged more. So that's the content formula there. Now this is an example of like a soft pitch, and it's, hey, we saved a client $67,000 a year with a 2-hour automation build. Now this one is a post that I have used because I'm targeting people to teach them automation. This is like, you know, a different angle. If this was a post that I was using to target B2B, I'd say with a custom automation build, because they don't need to know it takes you 2 hours to build it. They just need to know the outcome. So the problem, the sales team spent 3 hours a day doing manual data entry. The solution, boom, 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 boom. We built this stuff out. The result, great. And then in engagement, what repetitive task is killing your team's productivity? Really simple and short, doesn't need to be that big. Now, a couple of things to help you build this content. Obviously, you've got Claude, you've got ChatGPT. You can go to these tools, leave a voice note, be like, hey, this is who I'm targeting. This is my industry. What post should I be producing? Tell it. And then what you do is you actually sit down and create an audio recording. Now I say audio recording because these tools are good, but they're not as good as custom tools. So do an audio recording or a video and record 30, 40 minutes of you talking of each one of these points. Then you want to go to a tool called Bluecast. Bluecast is a fantastic tool for generating posts. Let me just go back to the homepage here. So Bluecast enables you to actually drop an audio recording in there, enables you to set the tone of key influencers. Say you want to speak like Neil Patel. You can pull up Neil Patel's profile, it will analyze the writing style and it will write like Neil Patel for you. Or if there's another influencer in your industry you want to write like, you can do that. Literally just drop in an audio recording and it'll go and write it all, and you can also connect it to your LinkedIn to auto post. And it also comes up with ideas. And this is ideas from scraping your industry. So I would not recommend Claude or ChatGPT to write your content. Bluecast, I think it's $29 a month. Of course, if you don't have a spare $29, if you're starting out, use the AI tools or write it yourself, which is a really unique concept these days. People can feel the energy difference. So next here, we have got the strategic network expansion. So a couple of things here. You want to be doing a modification of the Dream 100 campaign. And I say modification because on LinkedIn, it's different. With cold email, you say these are the people I'm targeting, and you just want to go straight for that Dream 100. Where on LinkedIn, you want to look at who has the leverage that you can be a part of. So first, your Dream 50, and that is your ideal clients in this niche. So if you could pick the 50 perfect clients within your niche, who are they? Next, you want your Dream 50 connectors. That is people who know your Dream 50. And again, on LinkedIn, you can find these people by going degrees of separation. Third, you want your peer 50s. So other agency owners. This is a huge one. I'm going to shoot an entire video on getting referrals for your agency. Most of my work now comes from referrals. Why? Referrals on average spend more money, close quicker, and stay with you longer because someone else has vouched for you. And it's a much, much easier process to close. That's why you want to be connecting with other agency owners. Now, once you've done this 150 campaign, I haven't named it, but once you've gone through and done all this, then you're going to do it again and again and again. So the warm connection strategy. If you just want to, send mass connections, cool, go for it. You're probably not going to get that many connect. What you want to do though is you want to engage with their content for 5 days. So each day they post, engage with the content, comment, share insights, not compliments. You want to be someone who's adding value to them. You want to think of this differently. LinkedIn is about building relationships. You can automate some things, yes, but you want to actually build a relationship with the person so they go, cool, I like this person. I like Mike. I like John. He's actually got some valuable insights. Share their content with your take and then send a connection request. Now, this is for your Dream 150, okay? So this is for your absolute, the Dream 50 clients, the Dream 50 connectors, and the Dream 50 peers. Once you've done that, then you can go on more of a general automation spree. So a general, actually I'll look back to that in a sec. General automation spree. So let's jump into that one quickly. A couple of tools here. So once you've done the first stage, which is the strategic network expansion, then you can leverage either a tool like Expandy, which is fantastic at actually connecting with people. It's a really great tool. I've used it for years. This tool does a couple of things. You can build custom automations, which a custom automation means that you can, here we go. This is it. So you can basically start a thing, you can go visit their profile, and then you can do different things. I personally, if I'm doing an automation, I wonder if they're going to give us an automation example on the outside. Don't really want to log into my account unless I have to. Yeah, here you go. This is a quick example. So you can basically go in, visit the profile, you can like content, you can follow content, and then you can send your connection request. So they're the sort of elements you want to be pulling in to make it really smooth. Of course, you can then send custom cold emails, cold messages, etc. I'm not a fan of written cold messages, and I'll explain why. If you have been on LinkedIn at all, I know myself, I will get 3 to 5 cold messages a day. I don't even read them anymore. However, I have only ever had one person send me a voice message. Why? Because you can't automate it. You have to actually record the voice message. Now, Lemlist is actually running a new feature that might be able to automate this with AI voice. So that's something really interesting there. The other thing that you can do with expanding is you can actually link SendSpark. So SendSpark is a AI customization video tool. So you can shoot a quick video and be like, hey, Jeff, it's such and such, this is what I do. I help businesses do, and you can have the client's website in the background. So you could actually run a full campaign, create your SendSpark videos, integrate it with Expandy, and Expandy can send that as your initial message. A little bit more implementation there, or I like custom voicemails, really, really effective. To send a voicemail, you probably don't even know you can do this. You have to have the LinkedIn app on your phone. So what I do, and I mean, right now I'm not doing active LinkedIn. I've got so many referrals coming my way. But when I was actively growing, I would send a connection, do all the engagement, send a connection request. Most of those people check out your profile before connecting, which is why it's important you do the content. Then when I get the accepted request, I would set a reminder in 2 days to send them a voice note. And then my voice note would be whatever my offer was at that time. Whichever campaign type I was running would be my offer. You can also run Phantom Buster to do some of this. Again, multiple different tools. Phantom Buster enables you to connect, send follow-up messages, connect with profiles from a Sales Navigator search, enables you to extract things and send them to your cold email tools, etc. It's just another really cool thing to do there. So that would be the 2 things there. Now, how do we take this to the next step? How do you go from being like, cool, I'm really doing well, I'm getting several thousand impressions a week. What's the next steps? Advanced growth tactics. So before I get into this, one other quick thing. You want to be sending maximum requests daily, which is about 20 to 30 connection requests daily. Now, the reason for that, especially if you're starting, see, I've got 4,200 followers here. On your profile, okay, you will say, at 500 connections, it says 500 connections. Beneath that, it says how many connections you have. Now, the reason you want to be sending every request you can possibly send daily is over time it adds up. I got this tip from a friend who's got 30,000 connections on LinkedIn. He's like, I can send a post and get a new client. He's like, I've got so many people connected there. It's just law of averages. I can send a post, I'll get several thousand impressions, I get a new client. He's like, it's that easy. I can just print money on demand. So that's why you want to do it. You're building an asset for the future. Same with posting content regularly. It's an asset for the future. Now, advanced tactics. LinkedIn newsletter. You want to be doing, and this is once you master the basic stuff. And a LinkedIn newsletter is essentially a roll-up style post. If you're familiar with old school SEO, you do a weekly roll-up. But you do it on LinkedIn where it's like AI news updates. And you'd run through all the updates for the week that you found, put it in there, really builds authority. It's a really great viral piece of content to do. Next would be a case study carousel. Again, if you're brand new, you don't have any case studies, don't do this. If you do have case studies, highlight them on your profile. And then do an audio event. You can actually do audio events on LinkedIn. And there's also LinkedIn groups, believe it or not. And the LinkedIn groups are used by high decision makers. Think of this way. The CTO of a public company does not go to a Facebook group or a school group to get their information. They go to LinkedIn groups because that's what LinkedIn is, professional networking. So you can do an AI office hours, which actually enables you to jump on a voice call and people can actually talk to you about that. Now, your 7-day LinkedIn challenge. So if you're brand new, I want you to be doing this for the next 7 days. I want you to drop a comment below when you finished it, how things have gone. So first day, you want to be creating your profile makeover. So getting a headshot. If you don't have, again, drop a comment below if you want me to actually share the AI editing tool which creates professional headshots. I'll drop it below, things like $29 or something. Really worth it though. Or you can use Sora, built into ChatGPT. Day 2, create your content calendar. Day 3, write and schedule your posts. So the cool thing with LinkedIn is you don't even need third-party scheduling tools. When you come in here, you start a post. This little button down here, schedule for later. Built-in scheduling. You don't need fancy tools to begin with. Build your target lists, engage and connect with 10 prospects every day. launch your newsletter, and then on day 7, host your first poll. Now, you're going to have scheduled your content up here. So each one of these days, you'll be starting to get posts come through. They'll start rolling out. And that will just really start to accelerate your growth and the momentum there. And then once you've got all this done, day 8 is going to be when you start sending connection requests to your Dream 150. And then as soon as you get them back, wait 48 hours. Do not send an immediate voice message, please. Wait 48 hours and then send your voice message from your phone saying, hey, who you are, how you can help, and just make it quick, make it short, make it 30 seconds maximum. People will listen to it because there's a lot of intrigue in there. And remember, like all advertising, you have got the first 5 seconds to capture their attention. Your first 5 seconds will be something like, hey Jim, it's Joel. I'm an AI automation specialist and I help car dealerships save 30% on their sales teams, increase productivity by 30% from their sales teams. Now, you can tell I've never sold to car dealerships. But if that's your niche, make your pitch, boom, get it out there. Like I said, you got that 5 to 7 seconds for them to listen before they click off your message. But that's more than you'll get with a cold message. So, guys, that is it. Your next high-ticket client is waiting for you on LinkedIn. It is an enormously underrated platform. It requires work. It's not a flashy platform. You're not going to feel like, oh my gosh, I'm a flipping influencer. This is about results and it's about signing new clients. And this is where I've landed some of my best clients. So get into it. Drop a comment below once you finish the 7-day challenge. And if you would like me to share this stuff, would you like me to share my LinkedIn templates? Would you like me to share my content calendar? Would you like me to share exactly the scripts I use for my voicemails? If you do, drop a comment below and I'll make an advanced version of this training with all those details included. So with that said, have a fantastic day. Any questions, drop them below